Marvel Cosmology. Have you ever wondered how big Marvel really is? Most people know Marvel because of heroes like Spider-Man, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Doctor Strange, the X-Men, and the Avengers. But behind all of those characters is something much larger. Marvel is not just one universe, it is not just one timeline, it is not even just one multiverse. Marvel Cosmology is a massive structure made of universes, alternate realities, timelines, higher dimensions, dream realms, god realms, abstract planes, cosmic entities, outer voids, and finally, the supreme source of everything, known as the One Above All. In this video, we are going to explain Marvel Cosmology step by step. We will start from the ordinary universe, then move to the multiverse, higher dimensions, the negative zone, the superflow, the dreamtime, the cosmic hierarchy, the far shore, the outside, the white-hot room, the house of ideas, and finally, the one above all. Before we begin, keep one thing in mind. Marvel Cosmology changes depending on the comic, the writer, the era, and the interpretation. Some stories explain things through science. Some explain them through magic. Some explain them through mythology, dreams, consciousness, or even fiction itself. Also, terms like high hyperdimensional, metadimensional, and transcendent are fan-scaling labels. They are not always official Marvel terms, but they are used by fans to organize how large or abstract each realm is. So, let us begin. Chapter 1: The Cosmos and the Cycle of Creation. In Marvel, the cosmos, sometimes called the Omniverse, is not a fixed thing. It is part of a cycle. Creation begins with a Big Bang. Reality expands. Stars, galaxies, universes, timelines, dimensions, and realms appear. Eventually, that creation reaches its end through collapse, destruction, entropy, or cosmic renewal. Then a new creation is born. This is why Marvel has several cosmoses or iterations of reality. Each cosmos is like a version of existence itself. When one ends, another can rise. The first known state of existence was the first firmament. The first firmament was the first universe, a conscious and lonely existence. Because it was alone, it created life. Among its first creations were two groups of celestials. One group worshipped the first firmament and wanted everything to remain perfect and unchanged. These were later known as the aspirants, or dark celestials. The other group wanted creation to evolve. They wanted growth, change, death, and possibility. These became the multicolored celestials. This disagreement led to a cosmic war. The celestials rebelled against the first firmament, and their weapons shattered it into countless pieces. From those pieces, many new universes were born. This was the beginning of the second cosmos, and the first true multiverse. From there, reality continued through cycles. Each new cosmos replaced the previous one. Eventually, Marvel reached the seventh cosmos, embodied by eternity and infinity. Later came the eighth cosmos, the current Marvel creation after Secret Wars. There is also the idea of a future ninth cosmos, connected to Galactus and the next cycle of creation. So Marvel creation is not one straight line, it is a repeating cosmic cycle: creation, expansion, collapse, renewal, and rebirth. Chapter 2: The Universe. The first major level of Marvel Cosmology is the universe. At the simplest level, a Marvel universe contains planets, stars, galaxies, black holes, civilizations, cosmic beings, and ordinary space-time. Earth 616 is the main Marvel universe, where most classic stories happen. But Marvel's universe is not just the size of our observable universe. It is repeatedly described as endless, infinite, and constantly expanding. The Marvel universe contains familiar cosmic structures. There are solar systems, constellations, galaxies, galactic clusters, superclusters, and regions billions or even trillions of light-years away. Characters like Silver Surfer, Galactus, Thor, Odin, Uatu the Watcher, and Doctor Doom have all interacted with the universe on cosmic scales. But Marvel's universe also contains much more than normal three-dimensional space. Inside the universe are subspaces, hyperspaces, pocket dimensions, alternate dimensions, higher dimensional zones, and connected realms like the negative zone, Asgard, the Dark Dimension, and many others. This means that a universe in Marvel is often not just one physical space. It can be a full reality system, containing one Earth-like universe plus all the dimensions and metaphysical planes connected to it. That is why Marvel's universe can be described as infinite in ordinary space, while also containing many layers of higher reality. Chapter 3. Reality. In Marvel, a reality is more than one planet or one universe. A reality usually includes an Earth-like universe and its associated realms. For example, Earth 616 is not just one Earth. It includes Earth, outer space, the negative zone, Asgard, the dark dimension, various hells, astral planes, dream realms, timelines, and other connected dimensions. This is where Marvel becomes confusing. Sometimes a universe means one physical universe, sometimes it means a whole reality, sometimes it means a multiverse-like structure inside a larger reality, and sometimes alternate Earths are described as parallel universes overlaid in the same three-dimensional space. Because of time, quantum branching, and possibility, each universe can generate countless timelines. Every decision, every quantum event, and every major causal change can create alternate realities. So one reality can behave like a mini multiverse. For example, Earth 616 has its own history, futures, alternate timelines, metaphysical realms and branches. Some alternate worlds may exist as variations of 616, while other numbered Earths may function as their own complete realities or multiverses. This is why Marvel Cosmology often treats each numbered reality as a huge structure rather than a simple single universe. Chapter 4. Time and Timelines. Time in Marvel is not just a straight line. Sometimes time is described as a river, sometimes it is described as an ocean, sometimes it is a tree with branches, sometimes every moment is a potential universe. The basic idea is this: the past, present, and future are coordinates inside a much greater temporal landscape. When time travelers go into the past and make a major change, they usually do not erase their original timeline. Instead, they create a branching timeline. This is known as the third law of time. However, not every small change creates a new timeline. Minor changes can be absorbed by the original timeline because of the conservation of causality. Major disruptions create branches. This explains why Marvel can have many alternate futures connected to the same main universe. Future versions like Old King Thor, King Thanos, and other possible futures can exist as branches, possibilities, or timelines connected to a main reality. At the largest scale, Marvel time becomes nearly infinite. There are endless possible futures, countless timelines, infinite alternate worlds, and temporal landscapes beyond ordinary reality. There are even places like the time stream, which exist beyond reality and flow around, through, and above all of time. Chapter 5. The Time Variance Authority. The Time Variance Authority, or TVA, is an organization that monitors timelines and realities. In Marvel Comics, the TVA is an enormous bureaucracy that keeps track of many realities in the multiverse. It deals with timelines, discontinued universes, divergent realities, and temporal order. The TVA's domain is extremely vast, even compared to the empire of Kang the Conqueror. It represents Marvel's attempt to organize the chaos of infinite timelines. However, even the TVA is not the top of Marvel Cosmology. It operates within the larger structure of time, reality, and the multiverse. Chapter 6. Higher Dimensions. Marvel does not stop at three-dimensional space and one-dimensional time. There are many higher dimensions and higher planes of existence. Some are scientific, like hyperspace and subspace. Some are magical, some are metaphysical, some are beyond measurement. A higher dimension in Marvel is often shown as a level of reality above ordinary space. When a character moves into a higher dimension, their size, mass, and existence can change to fit that level. For example, Hank Pym and other characters have used Pym particles to grow beyond ordinary reality. In some stories, characters enter higher dimensional realms, where lower universes look like small objects or shadows. Throughout Marvel history, different eras developed this idea. In early Marvel stories, reality was described as having many levels, planes and dimensions beyond length, width, height and time. Doctor Strange often explored these realms. During the DeFalco era, Marvel expanded the idea of countless Earths, higher dimensional hyperspace, and universes stacked in larger infinities. This included concepts like the fifth dimension, higher hyperspace, and beings existing in dimensions far above ordinary reality. Len Kaminski and Mark Gruenwald contributed to this cosmology through ideas like infinite dimensions, transfinite levels, cosmic superstrings, and beings who exist across multiple dimensions or levels of the multiverse. Marvel UK also introduced ideas of infinite higher dimensions, cosmic layers, and beings becoming aware of multiple planes of existence. Jim Starlin often wrote about layered realities, abstract planes, cosmic balance, and realms many levels removed from ordinary existence. During the Quesada era, Marvel introduced or emphasized structures like the Spiral of Worlds, Yggdrasil, the World Tree, and higher layers of universes. In these stories, universes can be stacked above and below each other, with higher levels viewing lower realities as small or insignificant. Later eras continued this idea with infinite dimensions, fractal planes, higher dimensional lattices, and characters moving through thousands or even infinite layers of reality. So in Marvel, higher dimensions are not rare. They are part of the basic structure of existence. Chapter 7. The Negative Zone. The negative zone is one of the most important scientific dimensions in Marvel. It is often described as the other side of the positive universe. It is made of antimatter, and functions differently from ordinary space-time. But the negative zone is not just one simple dimension. It is a hierarchy of zones, layers, and dimensional states. A traveler inside it might experience two-dimensional areas, four-dimensional zones, higher dimensional structures, or even limitless dimensional shifts. The negative zone is connected to subspace and hyperspace. It can act as a gateway between the 616 universe, alternate realities, and other space-time continuums. In some interpretations, the negative zone contains the concept of dimensionality itself. This means that controlling the negative zone could mean controlling the structure of dimensions. It also has a unique place in all creation. Some stories suggest there is only one negative zone in all creation, making it a special realm, rather than just another alternate universe. Chapter 8. The Superflow of Universes. Above the ordinary universe and between realities is the superflow. The superflow is a realm between the physical universe and higher planes like the astral plane. It is connected to dreams, thoughts, telepathy, ideas, and the movement of souls or consciousness. The Builders, a powerful ancient race, use the superflow as a network and delivery mechanism. It connects universes and allows travel or communication between different points in space and reality. Unlike fully abstract realms, the superflow still has some concept of distance. It is strange and higher dimensional, but not completely beyond spatial logic. There is also a nexus of superflows that connects to Dreamspace, making it a bridge between physical universes and the higher mental or abstract realms. Chapter 9. The Multiplane. The multiplane is another nexus-like region between universes. It is described as an area between realities and a nexus for seemingly infinite universes. Reed Richards created a device called the Multisect that could access it. The multiplane helps show that Marvel's multiverse has not just universes, but also in-between spaces, gateways, intersections, and connective tissues. Chapter 10. The Crossroad. The Crossroad, or Crossroads of Infinity, is a mystical nexus where many dimensions intersect. It was created by elder gods as neutral ground and functions as a meeting point between dimensions. It is accessible from everywhere, and can lead to countless worlds. In the crossroad, normal laws of physics do not apply. Time and distance become meaningless. Directions may not work. Reality becomes abstract and unstable. The crossroad is important because it connects lower realities to higher planes. It can function as a waypoint toward outer or metaphysical realms. If the universe is a city, the crossroad is like an impossible train station, where every door leads to another dimension. Chapter 11. No Space. No space is what remains when realities are destroyed. It is a dimensionless white void beyond space, time, and the normal dimensional structure. When universes die completely, their remains can be swallowed by no space. No space is not just empty space, it is the absence of dimensional structure. It is what appears when space-time itself is gone. This makes no space higher than ordinary universes, and even beyond many dimensional ideas. It is like the blank background behind destroyed realities. Chapter 12, The Neutral Zone. The neutral zone is another extremely important realm in Marvel's scientific cosmology. At first, it was understood as a dimension or universe, where positive and negative matter coexist in a substance called neutronium. But later stories expanded it. The neutral zone became the edge of known science. It is a place where space-time exists in frozen crystalline structures, rotating through non-Euclidean angles. Beyond the neutral zone is the outside, the absolute beyond of the omniverse. The neutral zone is not necessarily above every magical or abstract realm. It is more accurately the farthest scientific edge of space and time. It is where science reaches its limit before entering the unknown. This is important, because Marvel has two kinds of transcendence: scientific transcendence and abstract or mystical transcendence. The neutral zone is near the outer edge of the scientific structure, but realms like the Dreamtime and the Myth realms can exist on a different kind of higher plane. Chapter 13, The Microverse and the Macroverse. The Microverse and Macroverse are based on the idea that size is relative. In Marvel, smaller does not always mean weaker or less important. Inside atoms, particles, or microrealms, there can be entire worlds, universes, and cosmic structures. The Microverse is not just a tiny place. It can contain entire realities and possibilities. It is connected to the idea of worlds within worlds. Every atom may contain a cosmos. Every smaller level may open into another infinity. The Macroverse is even stranger. It exists beyond ordinary space and time and sees lower realities as thoughts or dreams. The Microverse can be treated as a thought inside the Macroverse, and the Macroverse can itself be a thought inside an even greater thought. This creates a never-ending hierarchy of worlds within worlds, dreams within dreams, and thoughts within greater thoughts. Chapter 14, The Pivotal Note about Science and Magic. At this point, it is important to separate Marvel's scientific cosmology from Marvel's abstract and magical cosmology. Science can reach places like hyperspace, subspace, the negative zone, the neutral zone, and perhaps even the edge of the omniverse. But magical and abstract realms are different. Realms like Asgard, the Myth realms, the Astral plane, and the Dreamtime are not just places far away in space. They are higher states of existence. They are tied to consciousness, belief, story, archetype, myth, and dream. This means that a spaceship may reach the edge of science, but it cannot automatically reach the highest abstract realms. To reach those places, characters often need magic, divine power, consciousness, mythic passageways, or special cosmic tools. Chapter 15, The Dreamtime. The Dreamtime is one of the most important levels in Marvel cosmology. It is the collective unconsciousness of all sentient beings. It includes dreams, myths, archetypes, concepts, symbols, imagination, fear, memory, belief, and the deep mental structure behind reality. The Dreamtime is not measurable like a normal dimension. Even characters who can understand infinite levels of the multiverse may fail to mathematically understand the Dreamtime. This is because the Dreamtime is not just a higher space. It is a realm of consciousness and meaning. In Marvel, consciousness is often treated as a fundamental part of reality. Minds do not merely observe the universe, they help shape it. The universe itself can be conscious, and reality can expand through perception, imagination, and self-understanding. This is connected to biocentrism. Chapter 16, Biocentrism. Biocentrism in Marvel is the idea that consciousness is central to reality. The external world and the internal world are not fully separate. Reality is shaped by awareness, thought, soul, imagination, and perception. In this view, the universe is not just matter and energy. It is also consciousness trying to understand itself. Souls exist at higher frequencies. Minds expand the universe. Concepts are given meaning by conscious beings. The universe gains knowledge of itself through the beings living inside it. This also explains why belief is so powerful in Marvel. Gods, demons, myths, and abstract beings are shaped by worship, stories, and collective thought. The Marvel Universe is not only built from atoms, it is also built from meaning. Chapter 17, The Astral Plane. The astral plane is a metaphysical realm connected to minds, spirits, psychic energy, and collective unconsciousness. It connects every mind on Earth and acts as a realm of pure thought. Psychics and sorcerers can project their astral forms into it. The astral plane is layered. Some lower parts are close to the mortal world and contain denied thoughts, emotions, fears, and subconscious forms. Higher parts move beyond physical laws, geography, time, and space. In the astral plane, thought becomes real. Stories, emotions, mathematics, and energy can become weapons. Realities can be created by beings with enough mental or psychic power. The astral plane is both fantasy and reality. It is not limited by ordinary material laws. Chapter 18, The Mindscape. The mindscape is connected to the astral plane and the dreamscape. It is a realm of imagination, memory, unconscious thought, and infinite mental possibilities. It is not located inside the physical universe, but it touches every unconscious mind in the universe. Beings of the mindscape are made of imagination. Time and space are not the main rules there. Dreams, memories, and thoughts shape its structure. The mindscape shows that in Marvel, the mind is not just inside the brain. The mind can be a realm, a world, and even a pathway to cosmic levels of existence. Chapter 19, Dreamspace and the Superflow of Dreamspace. Dreamspace is one of the highest levels of reality in Marvel's abstract structure. It exists outside space and time. It is where dreams, concepts, metaphors, and archetypes operate at full power. The dream space of the superflow is sometimes called the psychic buffer zone. It allows abstract beings to use their full power without damaging normal reality. At this level, combat is no longer just physical, it becomes metaphorical. Concepts fight concepts. Ideas clash with ideas. When a concept is damaged here, its boundaries and categories can lose meaning. This is where Marvel becomes deeply symbolic. Reality is not just matter. Reality is story, metaphor, dream, and archetype. Chapter 20, Nightmare's Realm. Nightmare's realm is part of the collective unconscious. Nightmare is not just a villain who causes bad dreams. He is the concept of nightmare itself. His realm exists beyond ordinary time and space, filled with fears, imagination, madness, and symbolic horrors. In Nightmare's realm, everything can become metaphor. Direction may not matter. Space may not function normally. The realm is shaped by fear and subconscious meaning. If Nightmare gains control over the collective unconscious, he can threaten all realms, physical and metaphysical. Dreams, by their nature, defy normal reality, and in Marvel, they can become stronger than cosmic laws. Chapter 21, The Shadow King. The Shadow King is another being connected to the collective unconscious. He is described as a primal shadow of the cosmos, born from the first nightmare. He does not have a normal dimensional body, and often requires hosts. Through the Dreamtime, the Shadow King can access the totality of time, space, and creation. Reality itself can appear like a book inside the Dreamtime, meaning that higher dream beings can view lower existence like fiction or narrative. Chapter 22, Hell. Hell in Marvel is not one simple place. There are many hells, many demon realms, and many afterlife dimensions. Hell is tied to the collective unconscious, especially fear, desire, guilt, punishment, obsession, and darkness. Each person may experience hell differently. One soul's hell may not be the same as another's. The afterlife can be subjective, shaped by belief, sin, memory, and inner torment. But there are also larger hell realms ruled by hell lords, demons, and magical beings. These realms are pan-dimensional and non-linear. Time, space, and reality can behave differently there. Hell grows with souls. The more souls a Hell Lord controls, the greater their power can become. Chapter 23, Limbo. Limbo, also called Other Place, is a magical realm historically ruled by Belasco. It is connected to demons, time, magic, and the nexus of all realities. Limbo has access to every point in time and space. In Limbo, all times can exist as one. This makes Limbo incredibly dangerous. Whoever controls Limbo can potentially access worlds, dimensions, and timelines across creation. Limbo also exists beyond many ordinary dimensions, and is connected to hellish and magical structures. Chapter 24. The Myth Realms. The Myth Realms are the homes of gods, pantheons, divine beings, demons, and mythological concepts. These realms include Asgard, Olympus, Heliopolis, Otherworld, Nirvana, and many more. They are not simply planets in outer space, they are higher mythic planes connected to belief, worship, archetype, and story. The Infinite Embassy is a meeting place for gods, demons, and other ethereal beings. It sits at the top of Earth's cluster of dimensions, and overlooks lower realities. The myth realms show that Marvel's gods are not merely advanced aliens. Many of them are living myths, concepts and stories given form through collective belief. Chapter 25, Gods. Marvel gods are complex. They can appear as physical beings, like Thor, Loki, Hercules, Odin, Zeus, Ares, Hela, and many others. But their true nature is often much larger. Gods weaken themselves to enter the mortal plane. Their true forms may be too vast or too abstract to exist normally in ordinary reality. That is why they use avatars, bodies or manifestations. Their power is shaped by worship, belief, memory, mythology, and story. As long as mortals believe in a god, remember a god, or give meaning to that god, the god can continue to exist. Gods are not only beings, they are archetypes. Thor is not just a powerful warrior, he is thunder, heroism, myth, and story. Ares is not just a fighter, he is war. Hela is not just a ruler, she is a cultural face of death. Gods also exist as hyperstories. They are stories so powerful that reality believes them. In Marvel, magic is often described as imposing narrative upon reality, and gods are creatures of story. This means myths can rewrite reality, stories can become alive. Chapter 26, Asgard. Asgard is one of the most famous myth realms. At first, Asgard can look like a physical realm connected to the 9 realms. But cosmologically, Asgard is much more. It exists beyond mortal time and space. It is connected to mythic time, not ordinary time. Events there can operate according to beginnings, endings, legends, cycles, and archetypal meaning. Asgard has been described as lying beyond the most distant stars, beyond the final universe, and near timeless infinity. It can be separated from the mortal plane by dimensional barriers and connected through the Bifrost. At times, Asgard can fall into lower states, such as drifting through the negative zone, if its nexus or support is damaged. But in its proper state, Asgard is a transcendent mythic realm beyond ordinary dimensions. Chapter 27, Otherworld and Avalon. Otherworld is a magical realm connected to Celtic mythology and the Captain Britain mythos. It acts as a nexus for realities, dimensions, and the Omniverse. Its guardians, such as Roma and Merlin, are connected to the protection of reality itself. Otherworld includes Avalon and the Starlight Citadel. It exists beyond time and space, and can access many realities. The sword Excalibur and the Amulet of Right are tied to creation-level power. In some stories, they can remake or threaten the cosmos, or Omniverse. Otherworld is one of Marvel's clearest examples of a realm where mythology, magic, and multiversal structure meet. Chapter 28. The Overvoid of the Egyptian Gods. The Overvoid, or Othervoid, is the realm of the Egyptian gods. It is connected to Heliopolis and the Ennead, including gods like Osiris, Isis, Horus, and others. The Overvoid is beyond space and time. In this realm, mortal powers may not function normally, and beings who ascend there become essence rather than ordinary physical forms. The Egyptian gods are tied to primordial concepts such as water, air, darkness, chaos, space, and the heavens. Chapter 29. The Devas and Other Divine Planes. The Devas are connected to Hindu mythology, and live in realms like Nirvana. These divine planes exist above the mortal level. They include structures such as loka, aloka, oceans, continents, directional and non-directional space, and spiritual planes. Marvel uses many world religions and mythologies as different windows into the same cosmic truth. Each pantheon has its own language, symbols, and structure, but many point toward one source. Chapter 30. Nature, Religion, and the Origin of Gods. In Marvel, different religions and mythologies are often both right and wrong. They are right because they describe real divine forces. They are wrong because they only describe those forces from a limited cultural point of view. Gods are manifestations of a world's spiritual life force. They are shaped by the collective consciousness of living beings. They are concepts given form by belief. The demiurge, the life force of Earth, helped create the elder gods and many divine essences. Gaia is often treated as the mother of life and the source of many pantheons. Gods exist through the cosmic axis, sometimes represented by Yggdrasil, the world tree. Different versions of Thor, Loki, Hercules, and other gods may exist across realities, but they are connected through a higher essence. This means gods can have many avatars but one deeper archetypal nature. Chapter 31. Myths of Creation. Marvel has many creation myths. In Norse mythology, existence begins in Ginnungagap, the yawning void, where fire and ice meet. From this clash, life begins, and Odin and his brothers create the world from Ymir. In Greek myth, Zeus defeats darkness, and stories begin. In Egyptian myth, primordial forces like water, air, darkness, and space produce creation. In other traditions, the universe comes from a cosmic egg, a first god, a great spirit, a black hole, a cosmic explosion, or the tears of a lonely deity. Marvel's answer is that all myths are interpretations of the same source. Science, religion, and mythology are all attempts to describe creation from different angles. Everything comes from one source, but each culture touches only part of the truth. Chapter 32. Fiction. Fiction is also a realm in Marvel. This is one of the strangest parts of the cosmology. The realm of fiction exists near nightmare, anesthesia, and coma. It is tied to the fourth wall, stories, creativity, and the awareness that characters can exist inside comics. In this realm, everything can be both real and fictional. It is a place where metaphor becomes reality and reality becomes narrative. The fountainhead exists there as a source of human creativity. This section is important because it shows that Marvel cosmology does not end with space, time, or dimensions. It also includes story itself. Chapter 33. The Elder Gods. The Elder Gods are ancient beings from before or near the beginning of creation. They include beings like Chthon, Set, Gaia, and other primordial powers. Some Elder Gods became corrupt and demonic. Others became sources of life and creation. These beings are often connected to the demiurge and the earliest forms of Earth's spiritual life force. They existed before many later gods and pantheons, and some are linked to darkness, chaos, magic, and primordial evil. Chapter 34. The Abyss. The Abyss is an ancient eldritch being associated with darkness, nullity, and the deep slumber before creation. It is linked to Set and the serpent crowns. It represents a kind of negation, a bottomless fall, and darkness inside eternity's infinite dream. The abyss is not merely a monster. It is a cosmic principle of emptiness, darkness, and primordial sleep. Chapter 35. Shumagorath. Shumagorath is one of the Old Ones, an extra-dimensional demon god who ruled Earth in ancient times. He claims to exist before time and feeds on universes and souls. His plane is associated with non-existence and incomprehensible power. The Old Ones can threaten cosmic abstracts and rewrite the laws of reality. Their battles can take place above realms like Limbo, and threaten many hells and dimensions. Shumagorath represents the Lovecraftian side of Marvel, ancient beings from beyond comprehension. Chapter 36. Chthon. Chthon is one of the most powerful elder gods and the author of the Darkhold. He is associated with chaos magic, darkness, corruption, and primordial evil. He existed before many myths and is sometimes described as one of the greatest old ones. Chthon's realm exists beyond place and time. He can rewrite reality through his power and through vessels. He represents the underbelly of creation, the shadow behind divine order. Chapter 37, The Cosmic Hierarchy. Now we move into the cosmic hierarchy. Marvel's abstract entities are not just powerful beings, they are concepts personified. Eternity represents existence in the universe. Infinity is space and endlessness. Death is death, oblivion is non-existence. Galactus represents cosmic balance between life and death. Master Order and Lord Chaos represent order and chaos. The in-betweener represents duality. The living tribunal represents cosmic judgment and balance. These beings do not have normal physical bodies. To interact with reality, they use embodies, or manifestation bodies. Their true forms are abstract, conceptual, and beyond ordinary dimensionality. Chapter 38, The Dimension of Manifestations. The dimension of manifestations is where abstract beings receive bodies. The anthropomorpho are beings who create embodies for concepts. This explains why beings like Eternity, Death, Galactus, and the Living Tribunal can appear as humanoid forms. These bodies are not the full abstract beings. They are manifestations shaped for interaction. The dimension of manifestations exists outside normal space and time, but can also appear through dimensional levels such as 16-dimensional superspace. This realm is crucial because it explains how concepts become characters. Chapter 39, Cosmic Soul and Cosmic Energy. Cosmic entities are powered by cosmic energy, life force, and the sentience of existence itself. This energy is not simple biology. It can be called aura, soul, energy field, or life force. After the Big Bang, the echoes of consciousness and cosmic energy form abstract beings. These beings grow as the cosmos grows, from small forms into universal and multiversal principles. When cosmic beings need renewal, their energy can return to places like the white-hot room. Chapter 40, The Game Board. Marvel existence is often described as a game board. There are infinite pieces, and some pieces are more important than others. Cosmic entities act like players, pieces, or forces in a balance system. The Living Tribunal is one of the highest pieces, representing balance above order, chaos, death, eternity, and other forces. Order and chaos play games using characters and worlds as pieces. Death, eternity, Galactus, and other forces also influence the board. This game board exists at many levels, from planets and universes to myth realms, and the fate of all creation. Chapter 41, The Primordial Universe. Before the ordinary universe became stable, it existed as a chaotic primordial state. From chaos came order. From order came intention. Early cosmic beings formed to observe, regulate, and maintain the universe. Some handled dark matter, some controlled divergence. Some guided chaos to prevent entropy. This shows how Marvel treats the universe almost like a living system that requires functions, forces, and regulators. Chapter 42, Universal Eternity. Every universe has its own eternity. Universal eternity is the embodiment of a single universe or reality. He is the totality of that universe's existence. To reach eternity's plane, a being must ascend beyond ordinary physical existence. Doctor Strange and others have entered planes where space, time, thought, death, and material laws are left behind. But universal eternity is still not the absolute top. Each universal eternity is only a facet of true eternity, the embodiment of the entire omniverse. Chapter 43, The In-Betweener. The In-Betweener represents duality. He is life and death, reality and illusion, good and evil, logic and emotion, existence and nothingness, God and man. He exists between all opposing concepts. He is the separator of actualities, and the balance point between dichotomies. The in-betweener is created by Master Order and Lord Chaos to maintain balance. He cannot truly die because he is not simply alive. He is a cosmic function. Chapter 44, Master Order and Lord Chaos. Master Order and Lord Chaos are abstract entities that represent two fundamental forces. Order gives form. Chaos gives motion. Without them, eternity could not exist in a stable way. They created the in-betweener to balance their conflict. Their nexus of reality exists beyond dimensions, astral planes, and ordinary levels of existence. In their highest realm, dichotomy itself can break down. Concepts lose meaning. Direction, individuality, life, death, and normal identity dissolve. They are not just powerful. They are the source of many conceptual opposites in reality. Chapter 45. The Celestials. The Celestials are among the oldest architects of creation. They were born in the first firmament, and rebelled against it, helping create the first multiverse. They shaped life, evolution, and cosmic destiny. Celestials influenced Earth by creating or altering races like the Eternals, Deviants, and Mutants. Their goal is often connected to evolution and the eventual destiny of humanity. They do not have ordinary physical forms. They can exist in multiple places at once, and may have a single essence manifesting across the multiverse. They are also linked to Dreamspace and the collective unconscious. Entire universes can be treated like dreams of the Celestials. Chapter 46. The Phoenix Force. The Phoenix Force is one of Marvel's most important cosmic forces. It represents life, death, rebirth, creation, destruction, and renewal. It is connected to the fires of creation and the white-hot room. The Phoenix is often described as the spark that ignites creation and the final fire that consumes it so something new can be born. It needs hosts to fully interact with reality. Jean Grey is its most famous host, but many others have carried fragments or avatars of its power. The Phoenix is not just a bird-shaped energy being. Its true nature is the universal life force and the cycle of cosmic rebirth. Chapter 47. Galactus. Galactus was originally Galan of Ta, a mortal from the sixth cosmos. At the end of his universe, Galan merged with the sentience of the previous cosmos, and was reborn as Galactus in the new creation. Galactus is not evil in the normal sense. He is a force of nature. He devours worlds, but his existence maintains the balance between life, death, creation, and destruction. Without Galactus, Abraxas and other destructive forces can emerge, threatening all existence. Galactus is perceived differently by different species because his form is filtered through their minds and collective unconscious. He is beyond normal physical form. He is also connected to the future. At the end of the current cosmos, Galactus may help create the next one. Chapter 48. The Queen of Nevers. The Queen of Nevers is the personification of possibility. She represents all that may be, all that could happen, and all futures not yet realized. She exists outside the now, outside ordinary space and time. She is connected to eternity, because eternity is what is, while the Queen of Nevers is what might be. Every moment, infinite possibilities are born, and infinite possibilities die. She embodies that endless field of potential. She is also connected to stories that have not yet been told. Chapter 49. Big Bang, Big Crunch, and Entropy. Marvel has entities that embody the birth and death forces of the universe. Explosion represents the Big Bang. Gravitation represents the Big Crunch. Entropy represents the Big Freeze or decay. These beings are part of the cosmic pantheon of creation and destruction. They show that even universal processes can become characters in Marvel. Chapter 50. The Layered Nature of the Dreamtime. The Dreamtime is not one flat realm. It is a layered hierarchy of dreams. A universe may be a dream inside a larger dream, which is inside another dream, and so on without end. The Macroverse is one of the first major transcendent dream levels. Above it are further layers of consciousness, thought, archetype, and dream. This means Marvel's reality is structured like infinite nested dreams. Lower realities may be viewed as fiction or imagination by higher levels. Chapter 51. True Eternity and the Axis Mundi. True eternity is the totality of all creation. Universal eternities are only small facets of true eternity. True eternity embodies the omniverse, all planes, all realities, all dreams, and all levels of existence. The axis mundi is the cosmic axis that connects creation. It appears in different cultures and realms as different symbols. In Asgard, it appears as Yggdrasil, the world tree. In Avalon, it may appear as the sidereal string. In other mythologies, it has other forms. The axis connects dimensions, realities, divine planes, and stories. If its branches are damaged, realities can collapse. The axis mundi is not merely a tree, it is the living structure of connected existence. Chapter 52, The Far Shore. The Far Shore is one of the farthest points in Marvel cosmology. It lies beyond time, space, life, death, dream, and many levels of reality. It is the edge of the mystery, the place where things go at the end of cycles. From the Far Shore, lower Marvel reality can be seen almost like a wall of comics. It is also connected to the White Hot Room, and the mystery beyond creation. The Far Shore is not the final top, but it is one of the last shores, before the absolute beyond. Chapter 53, The Big Bang and the Cosmic Egg.
Marvel has many explanations for the Big Bang. Sometimes it is scientific, sometimes mythological,
Sometimes connected to the Phoenix, sometimes connected to Galactus, sometimes connected to the Cosmic Egg. The Cosmic Egg is a seed of the next creation. At the end of everything, matter and energy collapse inward, and then explode outward to create what comes next. Galactus is tied to this cycle, because he survived the death of the previous cosmos, and may help produce the next one. The Cosmic Egg is connected to the axis mundi, and the soul of the All-God. It represents the next universe waiting to be born. Chapter 54, The Phoenix and Cosmic Rebirth. The Phoenix is also tied to the Big Bang and renewal. It is born between states of being. It is the fire of creation and the fire of destruction. It saves, destroys, burns and resurrects. The Phoenix represents the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the spark and the final flame. When creation dies, the Phoenix ensures that life can rise again from the ashes. Chapter 55, The Black Winter. The Black Winter is a cosmic force that consumes entire realities and multiverses. It is similar to Galactus, but on a much larger scale. Galactus devours worlds. The Black Winter devours creations. The Black Winter consumed the sixth cosmos and was connected to Galactus's origin. In some stories, Galactus is revealed to be its herald. The Black Winter represents the end of a cosmic cycle on a multiversal scale. Chapter 56, The Land of Couldn't Be, Shouldn't Be. The land of couldn't be, shouldn't be, also called the outside, is beyond almost everything. It is beyond limbo, beyond the neutral zone, beyond eternity's influence, and beyond normal existence. This place is associated with oblivion, non-existence, and the unmanifest void. It predates the multiverse and serves as the canvas on which creation is drawn. Beings like Mikaboshi, Nyx, and other primal aspects are connected to this outer darkness. Mikaboshi, the Chaos King, represents the darkness before existence. He is not just a villain, he is an aspect of the void that existed before creation was defined. Even the Living Tribunal, one of Marvel's highest judges, is compared to a small flame against the darkness outside creation. Chapter 57, True Elder Gods, Gaia, and the Demiurge. Before ordinary gods and pantheons, there were primordial beings. Gaia, also known by many names across religions, is one of the first and most important. She is earth, life, the mother of gods, and a source of creation. And the Demiurge are deeply connected, like two sides of the same life force. The Demiurge represents the creative life force that gave rise to the elder gods. Adam Kadmon, Clydo, and the men of lineage are connected to the earliest dream of creation and the nexus of all realities. These beings are not merely ancient characters, they are roots of Marvel's spiritual and metaphysical existence. Chapter 58, The White Hot Room, the Next Place, and the Nexus of All Realities. The White Hot Room is one of the most important locations in Marvel. It is the heart of the Phoenix, the core of creation, and a realm where time and no time exist together. It is outside the multiverse and beyond the far shore. Phoenix hosts can go there to heal and await rebirth. Cosmic entities can return there for renewal. It is also called the next place, the above place, the mystery, and the Marvel multiversal afterlife. The white-hot room is not just a room, it is a dimensionally transcendental space where creation renews itself. The nexus of all realities is closely connected. It is the point where universes, dimensions, dreams, imagination, and time collide. It is the focal point from which many things originate. Chapter 59, the Panopticon, or Crystal Palace. The Panopticon, also called the Crystal Palace, is an observatory at the nexus of all realities. It exists outside time and space, and allows its inhabitants to observe many realities and dimensions. Inside, entire dimensions can appear as stars or planets in a cosmic planetarium. It shows the omniverse as a viewable structure. The Panopticon is connected to the exiles and the guardianship of reality. It is a place where creation can be watched, measured, and protected from outside. Chapter 60, the Men of Lineage. The Men of Lineage are connected to the dream of the One above all. Before Earth fully formed, the Creator dreamed creation and produced beings connected to divine thoughts. Cleito, also associated with Gaia, gave birth to Adam Kadmon, the first man of lineage. The Men of Lineage were meant to be guardians of the Nexus and keepers of the dream. Over time, they forgot their mission and became lost in the illusion of creation. Humanity's destiny is tied to this. In some Marvel stories, humanity is meant to evolve into eternity itself. Humans are both destroyers and saviors of the universe. This is why controlling humanity's destiny can mean controlling the beginning and end of creation. Chapter 61, the Life Force. The life force is the power of creation itself. It can make and unmake reality. It is greater than many cosmic powers, and has been connected to characters like Adam Kadmon, Agamotto, Ted Sallis, Victor Von Doom, and Owen Reese. Owen Reese, the Molecule Man, becomes especially important in modern cosmology, because he is tied to the demiurge of the omniverse and the rebuilding of reality. The life force is one of the deepest creative powers in Marvel. Chapter 62, Phoenix, Gaia, and the Thunderbird. Some Marvel stories connect the Phoenix to Gaia and the Thunderbird. The Phoenix is sometimes treated as a primal spirit of Earth, the creator fire, and a power of the One above all. Gaia is the mother of gods and the Earth's living essence. The Thunderbird is another cultural expression of this creative fire. This suggests that different myths and cosmic forces may be different names or faces of one deeper creative essence. Marvel often works this way. A being can be one thing in science, another in religion, another in mythology, and another in cosmic abstraction. Chapter 63, Oblivion. Oblivion is the concept of non-existence. He is the void outside the multiverse, the breath between death and rebirth, the end of creation, and the nothingness that watched the birth of everything. If everything dies, even death, oblivion is what remains. Oblivion is not simply destruction. Destruction still implies something being destroyed. Oblivion is the absence of existence itself. In one interpretation, everything that exists is like a dream inside Oblivion's mind, and true oblivion returns when the creator goes back to sleep. Chapter 64, Heaven and the Quantum Field. Marvel also has heavenly and spiritual planes. Heaven is not one fixed shape. A soul may perceive heaven according to its own theology and understanding. Human minds cannot fully comprehend the energies of that plane. There is also the quantum field, or spiritual plane, a realm of light, energy, and oneness. To enter it, a being may give up individuality and unite with the greater whole. This is a plane beyond materiality and ego, where God is everything and everything is God. Marvel's heaven is connected to peace, unity, soul, and the path to the Maker. Chapter 65, The House of Ideas. The House of Ideas is one of the highest realms in Marvel. It is the birthplace of all that was, all that is, and all that may be. It is the core of reality, the city of books, and the place where stories are born. The house of ideas is connected to the one above all, but also to beings like then and now, and to Loki as the god of stories. Inside the house, thoughts and ideas can become physical. Blank pages can become realities. Untold tales can become real through telling. This is where Marvel fully embraces metafiction. Reality is story, and story is creation. Chapter 66, The One Above All. At the highest point of Marvel cosmology is the One Above All. The One Above All is the supreme creator, the ultimate source of everything, and the highest being in Marvel. All hierarchies, all cosmic entities, all gods, all dimensions, all dreams, all stories, and all realities, are only fragments of the creation beneath the One Above All. The One Above All can appear in many forms, often as Jack Kirby, symbolizing the creator behind Marvel itself. The One Above All is all-powerful, but its greatest weapon is love. Everything exists within the design of the One Above All. Every particle, being, concept, action, story, universe and dream serves the supreme mystery. This is the final level. Beyond the Omniverse, beyond eternity, beyond the far shore, beyond the white-hot room, beyond the house of ideas, there is the Creator. So, how big is Marvel cosmology? It begins with a single universe, but that universe is infinite and layered. Then it expands into realities, timelines, alternate worlds and multiverses. Then it moves into higher dimensions, hyperspaces, the negative zone, and cosmic structures beyond normal physics. Then it enters Nexus planes like the Superflow, the multiplane, and the crossroad. Then it moves beyond dimensional space into no space, the neutral zone, the Microverse, the Macroverse and nested dreams. Then it reaches the Dreamtime, where consciousness, belief, myth, story, fear, and imagination shape reality. Then it rises into the myth realms, where gods are living archetypes and stories. Then it reaches the cosmic hierarchy, where abstract entities embody existence, death, order, chaos, possibility, balance, life and destruction. Then it moves to true eternity and the axis mundi, the totality and structure of creation. Then it reaches the far shore, the edge of life, death, dream and reality. Then it passes into the outside Oblivion, the white-hot room, and the mystery. Then it reaches the house of ideas, where stories themselves are born. And finally, above everything, stands the One Above All. Marvel cosmology is not just about size. It is about layers of meaning. Science, magic, mythology, consciousness, dreams, stories, and creation all exist together. That is what makes Marvel's cosmology so massive, confusing, and fascinating. It is not only a multiverse. It is an infinite hierarchy of realities, dreams, myths, concepts, and stories. And every hero, every villain, every god, every cosmic force, and every universe is part of that endless Marvel creation.